We all have this feeling. We sometimes read a manga and think, yeah, it's alright. And then we watch the anime and are completely blown away by it. Whereas there are some shows that are not able to live up to its written source material, some shows are just destined to be consumed in visual form. Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer and Bocce the Rock, to name a few. Some shows just work better as an anime than they do as a manga. But if we look at the current season, there is an adaptation that immediately caught my eye. Tomo Chan is a Girl not only convinces in its aim of being a light-hearted bromance comedy, it, surprisingly so, also works as an adaptation. But that is not taken for granted. Why? Well, the manga of Tomo Chan actually has over 900 chapters. But it seems like there's only one season. So how does that work? The Tomo Chan manga has a twist though, being that it is a 4-koma or young koma manga. If you don't know what this is, a 4-koma manga is a short comic that consists of 4 panels arranged vertically from beginning to end. Mostly these are sketch comedies or gag versions of full-sized manga with a focus on humor and quick entertainment. Believe it or not, but Bocce or K-On! Are such manga. And Tomo Chan falls under the same category. Initially published daily and serialized on the Twee4 website in the beginning of 2015, it has then been published in 8 tankobons by Kodansha until the end of 2018. So basically every chapter of Tomo Chan is only 1 page. Sometimes a story consists of consecutive chapters, but just as often these are funny comic strips that you can just binge read and be entertained by it. Due to the immense pacing in the narration of Fumita Yanagida's manga, Tomo Chan sucks you into its world pretty quickly. I found myself losing track of time while reading chapter after chapter late at night and missing out sleep. Something that I think we can all relate to. The appeal of Tomo Chan lies in its quick and easy narrative structure, having a punchline at the bottom of every page and of course convincing with its downright charming and sweet characters. Which leaves me with my initial question. How do you adapt all these 900 mini-stories into 13 episodes? The answer is rather simple. You don't. If you look at the end of the first episode, leaving us at chapter 62 of the original manga, and with episode 6 already being at chapter 369, that means that after episode 13... Okay, since we are only halfway through the story, I think we'll have to wait a little bit more, but I'm quite certain that by episode 13, we will see the end of Tomo Chan. Adapting this manga is absurd in a way, because on the one hand you have an expanding 900 chapter source material, while on the other hand the chapters themselves couldn't be much shorter. And if you look at the actual episodes, manga readers will quickly realize that not everything from the original has been adapted into the anime. At the end of the day, adapting always means choosing what is best for the anime and what to leave out for an optimal viewing experience. Kaguya-sama is an amazing anime. One which I would argue works better in visual than in written form. And still, A1 Pictures decided to leave out certain parts of the manga, good chapters, in order to create the best show possible, even if it means cutting out a lot of great moments that you could only find in the manga. There is an anime that has perfected the adaptation of a 4-koma manga. In the last season, Bocce the Rock was by far the most prominent example of an amazing adaptation, turning its source material that is mostly focused on gags into a visual tour de force that was packed with creative jokes and immense level of detail. A show that flipped its source material around like no other, creating an exceptional anime that pushed the boundaries of adapting one medium into another. But the team behind the anime of Bocce also had to make crucial decisions. How would you portray Bocce's thoughts? How would the girls move? And how can visual movement help characterizing each individual band member? Of course, Tomo Chan and Bocce are two vastly different shows, but the question of adaptation remains the same. Which leaves me with my final question. Was this adaptation actually necessary? And what is better, the manga or the anime? Well, it's not easy to answer this question, especially because the show is only halfway through. However, since this medium is still enjoyed mostly by anime and manga consumers, I think the adaptation was a good idea, giving the anime fans the ability to experience Tomo Chan for themselves. As for the quality, I believe that both mediums have their advantages. Reading Tomo Chan as a girl was a blast, especially because of the fast-paced narrative structure. Once I started reading, I immediately fell for the cheeky comedy, the dry punchlines, and of course, Tomo, Jun, Carol and Mizutsu. The anime, however, brought much of the comedy to life. Comedy that has only been playing out in my head so far. And when talking about Tomo Chan as a girl, I have to mention the amazing voice cast who's responsible for breathing life and fun into these characters. Since there were some bits in the manga that I was not as much into as other parts, the anime feels like a condensed version of the manga. One that definitely knows the strength of its source material, its quirky characters, lovable humor and sweet love story. But of course there are manga fans who feel differently about the adaptation, saying that the anime misses out on some parts. On the other hand, anime watchers who have not read the manga will just enjoy a distilled version of Tomo Chan, liking its focus and pacing of the show. I understand and agree with both sides here, but let's face it, the problem of adaptation will not go away in the future, especially if the source material is as special as a manga like Tomo Chan. But I suggest you try it out for yourself, read some chapters of the manga and decide what you like more. It's literally the easiest show to get into and you will be surprised how quickly it sucks you into its universe. And for everybody else, let's enjoy the anime for what it is, an amazing rom-com with a very special manga. Have you watched or read Tomo Chan is a Girl? Please let me know in the comments down below. It is my deepest wish to share my passion for anime and manga with this world, so if you like this video and subscribe to the channel, you can help me get closer to that goal. Thank you. I also made a video about Bocce the Rock, which is definitely one of the best shows of 2022, and you can check it out over here. My name is Leon, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.